I've been doing this job a long time, and when you go on these international tours, you're like, you start to say, what's the weirdest show we can do? And at the time, this was before The Masked Singer was in the U.S. So it's like they have this show called The Masked Singer, which is huge in South Carolina. We're doing that show. We have to go do that show.
Marvel has launched a colossal legal offensive against Ryan Reynolds, seeking a reported sum of $100 million, shaking the entertainment industry to its core. For years, Ryan had sat near the apex of the Marvel Pantheon, his portrayal of a sarcastic, boundary-pushing anti-hero transforming Deadpool from a cult favorite comic character into a mainstream icon. Yet recent events have upended that relationship in the most dramatic fashion.
She said, just read it, because I was looking for movies that could be commercial and speak to the human experience. And
were you reading romance novels?
And I had never read a romance novel.
Never?
And she said, just trust me, read it. So I read it, and by the end of the book, I couldn't even read the text on the page because I was crying so much. My wife was in bed next to me, and she's, that snot coming out of my nose.
Whispers of conflict, references to hidden agendas, and rumors of behind-the-scenes manipulations had long circulated in the shadows. But few could have anticipated that the studio would pursue such a staggering lawsuit. While onlookers scramble to decipher Marvel's motives and the allegations underlying the legal action, it's clear that the brand is determined to preserve its integrity, even if that means dismantling a once lucrative alliance with one of its most charismatic stars. The studio is determined to show the public that they are on their job.
About a month ago, this really hit home with me too. About a month ago, I was sitting in traffic and I was just like jamming These Dreams by heart. I was killing it in the car. And there was just this busload of high school kids that were parked right beside me. I didn't even realize. I looked over and every one of their jaws were just on the ground, laughing their friggin' guts out at me.
Sparks first flew months earlier in a separate but related incident involving Ryan's wife, Blake Lively, and director Justin Baldoni. Blake had signed on to star in a film adaptation that Justin was both directing and co-writing. At first, the partnership looked promising. Justin's storytelling style drew praise for its emotional depth, and Blake's established appeal all but guaranteed attention for the project. However, rumblings surfaced about tension on set. Blake, known for her direct communication style, was said to feel overshadowed by Justin, who wore multiple hats as writer, actor, and director.
Well, that is also accurate and weirdly high praise as well. It was just one of those. It felt like a live-action Pixar movie. It was something that, I wanted to do something where nobody was being stabbed in the face.
Yes.
There was almost no blood at all. I think I got a little paper cut on the movie. That was about it. And something that my kids can watch, but also as a parent, too, you want the parents need to get punched right in the heart as well.
Despite early denials, tabloids soon zeroed in on glimpses of friction, pointing to an undercurrent of unease whenever the two discussed creative decisions in public. As previously stated, what began as standard production scuttlebutt escalated when negative stories about Blake started circulating. She insisted these stories were coming from Justin's camp, but Justin countered by releasing carefully documented text logs suggesting that Blake was the one orchestrating unfavorable press, perhaps to tilt creative control her way. Adding fuel to the fire, TJ Miller, a former collaborator of Ryan's, shared the allegations, claiming that he had seen Reynolds doing as he was directed.
I was testing for a show that ended up actually getting picked up and doing very well, and I was one of two people, maybe. And then I get a call from my managers and my agent. They were both on the line, which means it's something serious.
Right.
Either you got the job or there's something wrong. And they said, so you were the choice, but the network said that your eyebrows would be too distracting.
Oh, what?
Oh, no.
And then they went like, so what can we do about your eyebrows?
Within these logs, references to Ryan Reynolds appeared, implying that Blake considered him a powerful ally. She hinted she could call upon him and his expansive network if her demands weren't met. While many initially dismissed the notion that Ryan had any real involvement, seeing him as just a carefree comedic figure, separate revelations by actor TJ Miller have painted a very different picture. The most noteworthy part of all of this is that one of the top people from his career stated his involvement with the matter.
My relationship with my father, which was very complicated and difficult. My dad was a very, I come from a middle class, kind of blue-collar home, and my dad was just of that generation where it's just like, he was Clint Eastwood, less is more. Simple grunts is how he communicated.
Okay, gotcha.
I think people tell themselves stories, and this sort of comes back to your worldview that you just mentioned about.
According to TJ Miller, hidden communications existed in which the star allegedly directed behind-the-scenes strategies. He went on to say that Ryan may have had a hand in shaping negative narratives, not only about Justin, but also about aspects of the production that clashed with Blake's goals. Though Ryan stayed silent, the swirl of allegations prompted many in Hollywood to question whether the comedic veneer masked a deeper level of strategic maneuvering. With the world now speculating what exactly was being said, Marvel's legal team finally made their move. For a time, these controversies remained external to Marvel's domain, generating headlines in entertainment blogs, but not tangibly affecting Ryan's superhero persona. Marvel seemed to treat the rumors as none of its immediate concern. However, all that changed abruptly when private correspondences apparently linking Ryan's name to potential breaches of contract or brand agreements with Marvel surfaced. The details remain vague, shielded by pending legal processes, but the rumor mill churned out theories of intellectual property misuse, undisclosed partnership deals, or behind-the-scenes leveraging of Marvel's future plans for personal advantage. According to those within the Marvel's legal team, there are concerns that Ryan has acted unprofessionally, leading to an irreparable breach of contracts. The studio is now seeking 9-figure damages. References, co-claims widely speculated to mean contractual obligations that Marvel alleges Ryan may have violated. Insiders suspect the sum reflects the potential financial damage Marvel believes could be incurred if Deadpool's brand or overarching Marvel properties are compromised by tarnished reputations or by advanced leaks of confidential storylines. The details remain vague, shielded by pending legal processes, but the rumor mill churned out theories of intellectual property misuse, undisclosed partnership deals, or behind-the-scenes leveraging of Marvel's future plans for personal advantage. It is also unknown as to where this may lead Ryan's character in the long run. Could this all be solved with a quick settlement? Is this the end of Ryan in the MCU? With such high figures on the line, both sides have everything to lose, and it has been easy to wonder if they will take it all the way to court. The fallout with those even somewhat related has seemed real, and it has made people reconsider how they thought of Ryan Reynolds as a person. There are questions on who did what first, and there are plenty more questions on where exactly the fault was in all of this. It seems that one can only wonder what exactly was going on for both sides. In conclusion, the Marvel-Ryan standoff exemplifies how swiftly Hollywood alliances can shift under the pressure of swirling rumors, hidden text messages, and behind-the-scenes power plays. And there has been a high emphasis on just what the overall outcome is. Even with legal proceedings now underway, the main point is that everyone is confused on just what is going on, and this story continues to unravel. But it seems that one thing is guaranteed: everyone is going to be tuned in to see just what happens next. A comedic star, once riding high on Goodwill, now faces the possibility of a staggering financial penalty with the studio that nurtured his biggest success on the opposite side of the courtroom. While the final outcome remains shrouded in uncertainty, the lesson is clear. Even the brightest comedic aura can dim in the face of a studio resolute in defending its brand from what it perceives as betrayals, especially if the stakes reach $100 million. Is this the beginning of the end, or just another bump in the road? What do you think about this situation? Let us know down below.